Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Before we get rolling tonight, going to break down this week 7. I'm going to do a scramble with the boys here. But before we get rolling, we got to give a shout out to our sponsors. Make sure you guys check out golfercbd.com. Golfercbd.com is introducing a range of naturally sourced products, enhancing golfers' playing skills and capability during the training process, game prep, performance, and relaxation. This is developed and produced by golfers for golfers. Used and supported by performance and professional golfers across the U.S. and Europe. Golfer CBD is manufactured here in the USA. So when you check out golfercbd.com, make sure you use promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. They have a bunch of different things, though. They have the sprays. They have the recovery cream. They have the performance cream. Also have the gummies. So make sure you check them out. The spray's pretty cool, though. The Golfer CBD Performance Spray is one of the strongest available on the market, delivering 30 milligrams of CBD, 30 milligrams of CBG. And with 200 applications in each bottle, Golfer's CBD Performance Spray delivers exceptional value to the dedicated golfer. So make sure you guys check them out. Like I said, PPP10, save yourself 10%. And then here locally, check out 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, New York, right up in the Walmart Plaza on Hoosick Street. Pop in there, edibles, pre-rolls, vapes, you name it, they got it. Make sure you let them know the Pitch Putt and Puff crew sent you. Also, check out Trouble Off the Tee, troubleoffthetea.com. Use promo code RGB for 15% off site-wide. Then we have a limited time only. Use promo code PUFF for buy one, get one free on the polos. Also, don't forget to check out the book available on Spotify. Written by Marty Minden, narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. It's a really, really good listen. Take you about 4.5 hours total for the whole book. But it's one of those books that if you're listening in your car, you might drive around the block a couple times to finish the chapter. So make sure you check that out. Take a quick break here. Hopefully bring in JR and a couple of other guys to take a look here and pick some teams for the Scramble this weekend. Appreciate it, all you guys tuning in. And make sure you support our sponsors. Thank you. And welcome back to the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. Once again, my name is Roger, a.k.a. RGB. Joining me tonight, my co-host, Jay. What up, Jay?
What up?
And then also hopping on tonight is Brad. What's up, Brad?
What's up, Raji Bones?
Couple-week layoff for Brad, but glad to have him back this week. Probably going to do a scramble this week, boys. I think we got 2 foursomes. We'll do a 4-man scramble. I think it balances, me and Jay were talking about it earlier, it really balances the teams a little bit better if we go with the 4-man. But we got some pretty, it does though, because you can kind of put Steve and Jay, me and Bob, Brad and Hank, and then Kevin Fairway. So we could just really split it up that way amongst that and figure it out from there. I mean, although Steve shoots another 96, he's going to be a D-flight player before we know it. Tough one out there. Tough one.
So can't make as much money in the 4-man scramble, but that's okay. Yeah,
it's more just getting out and having a good time. It's supposed to be beautiful out. We got a nice stretch of weather coming here for us, so no rain for a little while. I feel bad for Mikey, man, upstate Mikey. Every time this kid plays fucking golf, it rains out.
He doesn't get out much, man. He's got that pool work he does, so they don't let him off during the summer.
Dude, every single time. We got out there Monday. It was 35-mile-per-hour winds, and we were dodging the rain all day. We got the round in, but we were dodging the rain all day long.
Man.
It was
Kirk
tough.
play with you? Little boy Kirk?
Kirk's been playing. Yeah, Kirk, he's a good dude, man. He's a good kid. He's got the bug. You can tell he's definitely got the bug. So I played with him. I think he got out with me once in the beginning of the week, and then we got him out. He played Sunday and Monday with us, so he's been out there 3 or 4 times now.
Good. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's just got to work on the short game. The putting was killing him.
Oh, he's new to golf, man. That stuff comes with time.
Oh yeah, he's just got to work on the putting, reading the greens, that kind of thing. But I was showing him what I know about Freer Park and how to read which way it's gonna break and shit. And he was getting there. Still a long way to go. 2nd or 3rd year playing. I mean, I was shooting in the 130s in my 2nd and 3rd year, so I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. So, Brad, how was Eagle Crest this past weekend, man?
Eagle Crest is a different animal than what I remember in the past.
Really?
Eagle Crest
Okay.
it was and still is one of my favorite courses in the area in Clifton Park. It's a little bit shorter of a course. I always found it to be a little bit of an easier course. I've always scored in the 80s there. And when we went out there with the tour last weekend, the rough was 6 inches deep. Couldn't find balls anywhere. Balls were bouncing off of the fair or off of the green, so we couldn't hold the green for anything.
Really?
There was three of us that hit a par three, landed the ball on the green, and they all just bounced off and rolled off the back corner into the water. So it was actually a brutal round. It was just a tougher course than it normally was. So I had a tough time there. It was also
Need
very
some
slow.
rain.
We had a slow pace.
Need some rain, soften up the greens a little bit. It's like throwing on rocks on concrete.
It is.
Yeah, the starter had mentioned that they hadn't mowed it, I think, since Tuesday, and this was on Saturday, so the rough was.
They probably did it on purpose because they knew you guys were coming.
And it slowed us down, man. It killed us. It was a 12-hour round, 5.5 hours.
Yeah, I heard some of the Champ Flight guys were shooting in the high 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was shocked to hear that. Knowing the caliber of some of those guys golfing, I was shocked to hear that.
Me too. And knowing that Eagle Crest is typically an easier course. Like I said, I've always scored in the 80s there, and I shot a 96. I also quit on the last two holes because it was 5.5 hours, and I was just so mad and annoyed at sitting around that it was hard to finish. It
Right.
wore on me.
Once you get past that 4.5 hour, it's tough to stay mentally focused.
Oh yeah,
it was brutal. It was brutal. But it was beautiful outside, so it was just all right, we're chilling. But that's all we were doing was chilling with a little golf mixed in.
It's tough too, because of that competitive nature of a tour like that. Every shot matters. So those guys are going to take an extra couple minutes looking for their ball. They're going to, take a couple extra seconds looking over a putt. It's a lot.
So you have a chance of winning money on every single hole. So you have to stay focused and stay in it. And I couldn't. So that was my own shortcoming of not being able to finish the last two holes just because of how annoyed I was. But you keep your head in it, and there's a chance to get a birdie on those two holes and make some money. So it was a tough round, man. It was really tough at Eagle Crest.
That's what Anthony said. Anthony was like, dude, the rough was so brutal. We were losing balls and this and that. I'm like, dude, Eagle Crest, what are you talking about? That's it's a one grade up from difficulty or from the stadium. You know what I mean? It's a wide open course. 100%. There's not a lot of places to get in trouble. So when he said it, I was like, you're full of shit. I'm going to have to talk to Brad about that.
Yeah, if he knocks that rough down, it might be back to normal. But we had a tough time holding the greens, too. So that hurt the scores.
Freer's like that, too, man. Freer's the same way, holding those greens. You got to land. Even if you landed short, here's an example. So we played on Monday when it was windy. Bub was in my car with me on Monday. And I hit a shot. I was 212 yards out on 15. Wind at my back. So I was like, all right, normally from that distance, I'm using a 4 hybrid. I was like, let me go down 2 because of the wind. So I'll use a 7 iron. Dude, I hit the 7 iron over the green. I'm like, yo, I was 15 center. And now I'm over the green. I got so pissed because there was a couple other times in the day where the wind was a factor. And on 6, I hit a pitching wedge 170 yards. I was trying to hit it just in front of the bunker, and it carried past the bunker into the rough straight ahead, going towards the 7th hole. And it was to the point where I was like, yo, this is starting to get unenjoyable now.
Because 30 yards of bounce out of these wedges.
Yeah, they're just bouncing out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? On 15, you can't slam the ground. And you can't, it's like concrete. Your club, if you go to slam, because I did it, because I duffed the shot. I went to slam my club. And it was it didn't even go. There wasn't even indent in the grass. It was solid. I was like, dude, you got to lay in the top of the hill and let it run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Let me crack my window real quick. Fire this bad boy up. Oh, so what do you guys
help in the win? It was terrible. I was short by at least 2 club lengths.
It was tough. I can't play. I'm not a good golfer in the wind. I can play in the cold. I can play in the rain. I can play in the heat, but when it's windy, man, I cannot golf in the wind.
Yeah, the wind's brutal.
Especially when you're going to putt and a gust of wind comes and it literally moves your putter in your hand. It's all right, what are we doing here? This is fucking crazy. Bub had a nice chip in on 11. He was it was funny. He was contemplating putting it. He was right in the front of the green where that one spot on 11 where it dips down, right to the left side by the bunker. And he had his putter in his hand, took a couple strokes, and I was like, I know him. He's not going to putt this. puts his putter down, grabs the wedge, and knocks it in for a par. Good little shot. He played pretty good on Monday. Not too good on Sunday. Sunday struggles came back and bit him with a 92.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I like that when there's money on the line. I like to hear that.
Yeah, I got Brad, since you've been gone, man, I got 3 weeks in a row, buddy.
Nah, not this weekend. Are you on my team this weekend?
I don't know. We got to pick them. We got to figure them out. We'll call us the committee here. We'll pick the teams. Should be interesting though. I mean, how do you guys want to do it? What do you think? We got all right. So we got us three, Brad, Jay. Then we got Bob,
Hank,
Fairway, and Kev. Fucking Hammer and Hank. I gotta call Hank, see if he wants to play tomorrow. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think the comparisons? I mean, Jay, if Steve's playing like the way he's playing, obviously we got to put him down. But in all honesty, his strengths, are hitting the ball off the tee 300 yards. Me and Bob have been playing pretty much the same back and forth lately. Friday, he fucking got me in a bullshit gully hole. That shit was such bullshit, man. Such bullshit. I was right on the edge. I went and I was just on the edge of the white. And I was with Whitey and Eric Lord. And they're like, dude, everybody was like, it's in. I'm like, Bob, it's totally up to you. He goes, no, man, they say it's in. It's good. It's the league or whatever. So I'm like, here we go. I'm like, here we go. If I do punch this out, make a good shot, I'm going to have the excuse. That was fucking out of bounds, right? So I end up hitting it about an inch. And then I tried to hit it again, and it rolled out of bounds. So then I had to take the drop. And I ended up with a 9, where I should have just took my shitty tee shot for 4. I was at the bottom of the hill for 4. I should have just hit that up and played first. If I played that and got a 6 or 7, I win all 4 points on the night. But we split for 2 and 2, which is still big because he's got a 1 point lead on the Friday league. So keeping those 2 points was big.
You were playing Bub?
Yeah, I went live on Instagram. You don't know because you don't got the social media.
No, I missed that. And Elord was playing Whitey?
What's that?
Elord was playing Whitey in the league?
Yeah, yep. So they rode with us. And then Jay met us on the 7th green. Out of nowhere, we're sitting there.
I just rolled up.
And a cart's like coming up the hill. I'm like, who the fuck is this? There's no clubs in the bag or anything. And I'm like, it's not one of the guys that work there. So I'm like, really get confused when he came up the hill from 8. And I was like, I don't know, are they coming for us? Like, who is someone live? Because I know one guy lives up off the 7th green, has his own cart, and he comes down all the time. So I didn't know if it was him going home. And all of a sudden, Jay's like, yo, what up? I'm like, what the fuck? He was on the live with us from his house 20 minutes before.
Bro, I was flying on the highway to get over there to watch the rest of the match.
I want to be.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So Sunday, this dude, Jay, every single time he had a birdie putt or like a par opportunity, there was a dog barking. There was a guy mowing his lawn. There was people screaming. There was balls hitting off the tree. It was
on 3, I think.
Yeah, ambulance. The fucking church bells were going off on the gully hole. It was every single thing possible.
It was
for the whole day.
I had like a putt, like putting in my backswing. This happened like all day long.
Yeah, that'll mess you up. That'll piss you off.
Bro, Roger just started. I think we were on like 15, and that's when the dog started barking on 15 screen. And he's like, bro, he just started laughing because he couldn't help it anymore because it was happening since like the 3rd hole.
So right as he's starting to he takes his little practice swing, and I hear the dog start barking. So in my head, I'm like laughing because this is literally like the 7th time throughout the day. And then another dog started barking, and I just fucking lost it. I was like, this dude hasn't had like a shot where he can actually concentrate.
Every putt I had was fucking something going on in the background, dude. It was crazy.
Because you expect the first tee box, you're going to hear noise, you're going to hear the bullshit. Probably the second tee box, you're going to hear the group behind you talking. But in the gully hole, you're going to hear some noise. But other than that, it's pretty decent round.
But balls hitting trees like while I'm about to putt, an ambulance going by, dogs barking. It was just getting it was just stupid, funny at 15. I just got to be funny and it was like, oh, whatever. I'm used to it now. It's happened all day.
Yeah. You're in your own head is what it sounds like. Those sounds are happening all the time. They got to you today.
Didn't even matter at that point at 15. I made the putts though, most of them from like 3 feet, 4 feet. I was making them.
Those are the ones I was saying today, Jay. Those are the ones you got. Those are the difference makers in a round.
Yeah.
Those little 3-footers, especially for your park, man. You limit everything to a 2-putt. You're gonna end up with a good round.
Yeah, but impossible at for your park.
Yeah. Like I ended up with 1 3-putt on Sunday. I shot an 81 Sunday. Brad, I was 1 under going into 15. And then I on the back. I doubled 15. I went into the shit in the front because I hit that low stinger. I caught the shit. I parred 16, doubled 17, and then birdied 18. And that was the one stroke that gave us the W over Farley and JR. Me and Christian took it.
He birdied on 18 to win the match for his partner.
Yep. We would have had a tie and had to have a playoff. Well, it was 178 to 179.
Dude, I thought with Farley I was going to be good too, and then he said like 95, and I was like, when you're on my team, you shoot 95, but every other time you shoot 85.
All day long.
A bunch this year. You came in second.
It's like almost impossible for me to win, bro. I'm telling you, I have the worst luck.
And the worst part is now I let everybody pick the card, and I just keep the last one. I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, all right, everybody's got theirs. Okay. I don't even look half the time until like I take a quick peek. All right, if it's like a king or something, I got to say I got the king first or whatever. But I'm like, all right, and it's just the luck of the draw, man. 3 weeks in a row, it's been
it always happens though. It's like you got a guy and you're like, all right, that's a good golfer, and then he's like, oh, worst round of the year.
Well, dude, Farley,
obviously
he didn't go home the night before or sleep. He literally went to his parents at 7 a.m., took a shower, and then grabbed breakfast and headed over to the golf course. He was up drinking the whole night before, dude.
Of course, when I pick him, but any other time he'll come in like 85, 86.
I've never seen him shoot in the 90s. I've played with him a bunch of times.
But when I need him, my luck would have it that he was up partying until fucking 7 in the morning.
My man. He probably had a night with no kids. He's like, yup, I'm going out.
I'm not the only one that's noticed this, but the level of play for the Pitch Putt and Tough podcast crew has taken a step back this year. We have a bunch of guys, including myself, shooting in the 90s consistently. Fairway Mike, it's a mess. I don't know if we're doing too much podcasting, too much puffing. I don't know what it is out there.
Dude, like you're not wrong. Like the Sunday scores used to be like the teams would be like you had to have like a 171, 172 for the team to win it. And the past like 3 weeks, Brad, it's been 178s, 179s, winning these things. It's a big difference. It is for sure. And it's a fluctuation. Like it's been, I mean, I've been playing good on Sundays, but my rounds have still been up and down where I had a 92 or something on one day. But it's just really like I played 27 today, and the front 9 I shot a 40, and then I think I shot 43 on the back, so an 83. So I'm keeping it like my goal is an 85 every time I show up. So if I can keep it around mid 80s, I'm a happy camper all day.
What you've been doing, we've got the rest of the crew though have been struggling a little. But it's early in the season. I think everybody's gonna start playing a little better soon.
Yeah, like Hank, I'm expecting Hank to turn it on and get his game up to par where he's back down in the 80s consistently because he's been flirting with that mid to low 90s for most of the Sundays.
Me too.
Yeah.
Which is shocking.
Up there.
Steve's surprising, but he's not too because he doesn't play a lot of golf anymore.
No.
He used to be out there all the time. He played Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, so 3 days a week minimum, and probably mixing a Saturday here and there. And now he's just out there Sunday and hanging out and having a good time.
Right.
It's hard to
care anymore.
Yeah,
it's tough. But with him, I think he'll start get going here once we get some more rounds in. He's probably only played 5 or 6 full rounds so far this year. Yeah. What do you got, Jay? How many have you played? You got a lot of 9 holes.
Without the league 9s, I've done your Sundays. I did the Monday. What week are we on? 7. So I played 6 with you.
Yeah, so you probably got maybe
Saturday
10
last week, and I played like the Monday that week too. That was it. I played Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then like the League 9 on Fridays for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. So that's 3. So 6, 9, 10, 11. I got like 11, 18s in so far.
That ain't bad. That's a good little start. I probably got, I don't know, 30, 40 in so far.
Right.
I'm really curious. I log every single one of them too, so I got to take a look and see how many I have for them.
Sleep. You know, the rest of the world sleeps. So.
Yep. Holiday's gonna be tough though. It's gonna. I just found out my 4th of July schedule, so I got to figure out how to make it work to where I might have to just be the last group out on the 4th, but I should be able to make something happen. I'm going to work at like 11 p.m. just to knock out the day.
Wow.
Hey man, it's worth it.
Make it happen, man.
But all right, let's pick these teams. Here. So you want to go? All right, let's start with Fairway and Kev. So they're going to be 2 separate.
The Fairway gives you an advantage though, off the reds or yellows.
He does, but he doesn't though too, because
sometimes he hits it good. You gotta hope he hits it good.
Yeah, so it's not a consistent. And honestly, the only hole it really is an advantage is the gully. That's the biggest advantage for him. Even on the 9 hole in the par 3s, he's still using a driver from the seniors.
Yeah.
So it's not too big of an advantage for him. Just except on the gully would be the only hole.
You probably got to separate them.
Yeah, you got to separate Fairway and Kev. That's what I'm saying. So those 2 would be the Brad and Hank. Let's do.
Put Kevin and Hank in a cart. Me and Fairway Mike in a cart.
You should probably do Steve and Hank.
You think Steve and Hank?
And and then you can put Steve. Maybe put Steve with like Fairway to give them a big driver since they have Fairway going yellow.
We're going 4s though. We're going 4s.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, so we'll go Steve, team 1. Hank, team 2.
And then the other team now needs a long hitter. Probably like you or Brad. I haven't hit a fairway all year. When I hit one, I hit it good, but it's not consistently far.
What if we did this? I think this might be good even teams. Fairway, Steve gives them the long ball hitter. You got the advantage with Fairway off the short tees, right? You got then give them Bub. Bub's going to be their mid-range and also have some distance off the tee.
Yep.
And then give them Hank. There's your putter. That's your closeout putter, right? And then we got Jay. Me and you can compensate distance as well as Brad. I think, and then us 3 and Kev.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And they got Bub, Steve,
Hank
and Fairway.
Yeah.
Let's see. How you been playing this year, Brad?
Not great, but I expect to be playing better. I've shot in the 90s all season.
But Brad can also, he's got the short game. He get you a good short game. Get good reads on some putts.
Great scramble.
Kev's a great putter in the scrambles. You see Kev out there doing his thing with the putter. And, every time we do one of these scrambles, Kev's that guy. Yo, you sunk a fucking 30-footer.
If anything, you would have to split up Fairway and Hank and put like me on that team and bring Hank over to your team.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe bring in Hank or Fairway over to the other side.
And putting me or Kevin over on that team.
So I got right now, it's us 3 and Kev. So you're saying take Brad and switch him with Hank?
Yeah.
I got it. I'm using a pencil.
Yeah. Because then me and you, Roger, we should have a good drive at least.
Right, one playable. If not, you always got Hank as Mr. Consistent in there too. I like that. Fairway Steve, Bob, Brad, me, Jay, Hank, and Kev.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
You can Venmo me now at Brad ROC42. Just send me the
Yeah, no birdies this week, so we'll just do straight up 25. If you winning team gets $25.
All right.
Boom, no skins. And then next week I'll see if I can get the third tee time because I think is it next week? I think Anthony was trying to play upstate Anthony. We had Anthony the cart guy out playing with us last week, Brad.
Yeah.
The cart guy.
Yeah, you know Anthony, the young kid.
No.
Yeah, Anthony played. We played with him tonight as well. I was up there. He's like, "Yo, you got a spot for me Sunday by any chance?" I'm like, "I actually got one spot open, dude. You want to play?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" So it was him, Fairway, Bob, and Hank. He's like, "Dude, that was so much fun." He's out there drinking screwdrivers at fucking 9 in the morning. He started off even, but by like the 7th or 8th hole, once the puff started hitting in, and then the screwdrivers, he was pretty much cooked up for the day. He shot like a 95, but he hits the ball a fucking mile, dude.
Wow.
These young kids hit the ball a mile, man.
All right, recruit him into the crew.
That's what I did. I did. I think he's going to be one of our filling guys once football's over for him. He does the flag football, so once that's over, we'll start mixing them in. I want to keep mixing new people in, man. I definitely 4th of July is going to be. Hopefully, we get like 36 guys for the 4th. Would be pretty dope. That's the plan.
You cold, Jay?
Dude, my girl thinks the dog needs to sit in here at like 60. I'm fucking freezing.
Bro.
Like the dog don't need to sit in the fucking house at 60 all day.
Yeah, that's fucking. I'd be freezing my ass off if I walked into 60.
This is a dog's world, my friend.
And you're downstairs there, so it's already nice and cool down there. So
I'm already underground.
Shit.
Damn.
All right, so these are the teams: Fairway Steve, Bob, Brad, me, Jay, Hank, and Kev. Man, I like it. I think it's pretty good squad. Pretty good squads.
Nice. What time? 9:15.
Yeah, 9:12, 9 and 9:21 are usually our 2 tee times. I have to tell. I know Bob probably ain't listening, so I usually tell Bob 9 o'clock, so he gets there for at least 9:05. He's the worst. Hank's been pushing it lately too, showing up late or like right 5 minutes before.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot. Yeah,
he's been pushing it. He's like, well, I got to stop at Stewart's, and I'm like, bro.
He was so excited to tell me about the all meat from like Stewart's breakfast sandwich. He's like, you ever had this all meat one with like the ham, the fucking bacon, the sausage on it? Like, yeah.
He's always good for a Stewart's breakfast sandwich on a Sunday morning.
It's not acceptable. We got to get him there a little earlier.
Brad, when was the last time you played Freer? You been out since the last time you played with us?
No. I was in Vegas this past weekend. Vegas.
Yeah.
No, I was, and then I played on the tour at Eagle Crest the week before that. So no, tomorrow or Sunday will be the next time I get back out there. I'm looking forward to it, man. I miss Freer.
It's looking mint, dude. We played with Anthony, the cart guy, and one of the guys from the grounds crew today, and he was giving us all the whole breakdown of what their plans are, how they're gonna. Dude, if you hit the ball into the like tall grass, you can't even find it.
No,
it's not even findable. Like, there's no chance of playing it, let alone finding it.
There's knock that down or what?
No, he's leaving it. They're letting it grow out. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So, like on the first hole, normally if you went up to the right, if you hit it there, you are not going to find that ball. Go on. I lost like 4 balls in 9 holes today. Just from barely, and I barely like went into the shit. Like a foot in, not even. And they were going. I was like, what the fuck?
Gotta be careful on Sunday. All right.
Yeah, Sunday's gonna be. I don't think we got any rain in the forecast either, so it's gonna be moving.
It's gonna be nice. All right.
It's gonna be moving. We'll appreciate you boys jumping on. We'll see you Sunday. We'll do a recap show Sunday night. Drop it Monday morning. But yeah, boys, I appreciate it, Brad. Thank you, buddy.
JR, love you guys.
All right, man. Jay, I'll talk to you, buddy. We'll see you Friday for the league. Who do you got this week, Jay?
It's either Elord or Whitey. I have to look. I haven't checked. It's only the 2 people left.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got Mark Stewart or Bruce. So I think it's Mark this week, but he's a walker, so I'll be just riding solo. I'm going to go out and play 18 in the morning with Cardamone and Hank. So I got 1 spot for Friday afternoon. If you want to dip out early, Jay, let me know. 12 tee
I can
time.
do it yet, but I got a Friday off coming up in like the second week of June. I'll probably do that.
All right.
I have to keep checking.
Sounds good. All right, boys.
12 tee time Friday.
12 tee time Friday. I got 1 spot.
Let me know. I'm the supervisor tomorrow. Let me know. Maybe I'll make something happen.
All right, man. Yeah, shit. Let me know. I can hop on and just sub in for the league for somebody and just keep playing 18.
Sure, somebody's not going to come.
Yeah, you'll be able to, even if we go 5s all the time, so it's not a big deal at all.
So you're doing 9 and then 9 with the league?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'll text you tomorrow.
Sounds good. All right, boys. Appreciate you.
Later.
Appreciate the boys jumping on, Jay and Brad. So we got the teams locked in. Myself, Jay, Hank, and Kev this weekend. We got Fairway, Steve, Bob, and Brad in the 4-man scramble. Should be interesting. Pretty even teams, pretty good groups. I'm looking at them. As I'm looking at them, I think definitely long ball hitters are probably Steve, Bob, Brad. That's going to be their strength there. But when it comes to the short game with the putting, I see me, Jay, Hank, and Kev having the strength there. Bob is going to have one of the better chippers with the short game with the wedges around the green, for sure. It really just depends on what Steve shows up to play. So should be a good time. Real excited about it. But before we wrap this up, make sure you guys go and check out our sponsors, golfercbd.com, golfercbd USA on Instagram. Go check them out. Use promo code PPP10 for 10% off. Golfer CBD is introducing the new essential to every golfer's toolkit. Golfer CBD, the cream. They have a bunch of creams, topicals, recovery cream, performance cream, the spray, and also the gummies. So make sure you go check them out. golfercbd.com. Also locally here in Troy, 518. Go check out 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road, Troy, New York, right up in the Walmart Plaza. Flour, pre-rolls, edibles, tinctures, vapes, you name it. They got it. And then Trouble Off the Tee, troubleoffthetea.com. Check it out on Spotify. Book written by Marty Minden, also narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. And then go to the website, troubleoffthetea.com. Promo code RGB for 15% off site-wide. And then you have the buy one, get one free offer on the polos for a limited time here. So make sure you go and check them out. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And we will be back on Monday with a recap show. Later.